I was in RCA, man. I was in 8.
Oh yeah, that's why you sucked up, man.
I'm in a Chevy and everything except for a truck. That's what we're doing. I drive 5 laps Toyota. Yeah, Corey, good luck. Hang on to everybody else.
Alright, we are here for the Veedverks Bandit Grand National Series at Mid-Ohio in their final season race of preseason for the week. Looks like on pole we are going to have the 12 car with the 21 to his outside, or 22, I'm sorry, on pole with the 21 to his outside. And third position we are going to have the 18 with the 9 to his outside. Starting further back. And fourth. Fourth, we have the number 9, followed by 35, 74, 60, and it rounds out the field. Getting ready for the start of the race. Let's go ahead. Take a moment, let these boys get their heads together. See what they got as they come up the final corner to the line. We are ready for the green flag to come out. And they are underway as the 22 gets the jump, heading down the front stretch, going in towards the first corner. It's going to be 21 trying to dive in deep on the outside. Some contact between him and 22 as they go 3 wide with the 18 and 9 splitting in the middle. 9 is going to jump all the way up from 4th up to 2nd place as they head up towards his first right-hander where he's coming to. 22 falls back to 4th but moves up back up to 3rd. So 9 runs wide. 22 is going to take the spot, move up to 2nd place. 18 is going to follow him through as he's going to move up into 3rd. 9 drops back from 2nd to 4th. Is going to get a challenge from behind from the 60 as they come down the long straightaway. We're going to see if he's going to be able to hold him off. And as the 9 dives way, way deep into the corner, it looks like he's going to go off the track and see if he's going to get it back going again. That is going to cost him a ton of positions as he's slowly rolling across the grass back onto the track. And we're going to go ahead and jump back up. He gets back on the track, just let him catch back up to the field. Further up in the front, we see 35, 74, going ahead and battling. 74 is gotten around the 60 to take over the 4th position, just behind the 18, who's running in 3rd. And it looks like we're going to have the 60 is going to overshoot the corner now. He's going to lose a couple of spots. The 35 gets around him. We'll see if the 9's going to catch up. And the 22 is making a challenge for the lead as there goes the 21. He goes flying off the track as they go into turn number 1. Seems like these boys are having a little bit of a hard time getting a hold on the surface as they go ahead and complete the first lap with the 22 in front. 18 is now up to 2nd position, followed by 74 is running in 3rd. 4th position has a number 60. There's a 9 is up to 5th position. And the 35 is up to 5th position, and the 9 is up to 6th position.
Is the blur in his chat?
I don't think so. It looks like the field is kind of spread up now. We had all sorts of chaos there, and here we jump back up to the front. We see the 22 with a nice comfortable lead over the 18. And it looks like a lead of probably about 35, 40 car lengths. And it really goes to show you that you get some good luck going and some time on the track, and the 18 car stay high. He's worked his way up to 2nd place with 74. Duke Boy not far behind him. A pretty equal distance gap there between the first 3 cars, and we can show you these guys have been on track practicing because we all expect the number 22 up front to go ahead and normally run away with it, but He got the early jump, but ever since they went ahead and got into a rhythm, the number 18 to Stay High and 74 of Duke Boy have been running pretty good. As we see the 18 gets into the grass a little bit, as we were saying that coming out of turn number 1. Heading up the hill towards turn number 2 and coming down towards the S's. He gathers it up, loses a little bit of time, but not much, but holds on to the position. Go back a little further, we see the number 9 of Jaywood has caught up and passed 35 of Blur to take over the 5th position as he tries to make up some ground and come back. Or, I'm sorry, that is not Jaywood, that is Party People. That's right, he has taken over that ride. And as Jaywood has decided to step out of the seat and keep his eye over the young upcoming talent, give him a shot in the ride and see what he can find out there. So far it seems to be paying off. The Party's had a great night in his truck earlier tonight as he managed to steal the win with the last lap pass after some contact with the 19, coming up to the tightest braking area when the trucks were in Canada. And now we see he's moved up to 5th place as he's gotten around the 35 and he's trying to chase down the Duke boy Mark Mears from the number 74 for that 4th spot. We're going to go ahead, we're going to follow behind and see if he's going to even make up any ground or if Mark's going to hold him off and go after that 60 as we see him get into the grass just a little bit there coming through the S's. Number 9 closes in on his back bumper, giving him a little bit of tap, but Mark says, nope, I'm not going to let you by just yet. And they both are still making the ground on the number 60 there, Trans Am. And we all know this isn't one of Trans's favorite tracks, but he still shows up and runs it because he says, I signed a contract, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to run it. And lead by example, show these boys what we're all out here for. And as they come into another hard braking zone, we see them get a little bit out of shape as they get on the brakes a little bit hard, but everybody keeps it straight. They go ahead and they come out of the corner like they went in. Number 9, Party People trying to get a run on the 74. Meanwhile, the 74 is trying to get a run on the 60 as they come down the straightaway. We'll see who gets the advantage on who as they go into the braking zone. The 74 goes off the track. It looked like there might have been some contact there with the 9 as they just kind of misjudged each other going into the brakes. 74 went braking zone, 74 hit him, hit his brakes, and the 9 wasn't expecting him to get in. The boys gather it up, keep the cars going, and number 9 was going to take the spot and move up to 4th and drop the 74 back to 5th, which is a good night for the Duke boy in the 74 as he goes ahead, a nice solid top 5 run going. And it shows that he's put some time on the track. So he goes off a little bit wide there in the corner. Move back up here towards the front. We see 18 to Stay High has not really made up much ground on the 22 of Corey, but he still maintains 2nd position as they go ahead and complete another lap coming around the corner. Meanwhile, Party is trying to make a challenge on Trans Am here in the number 60 to 3rd place. As Trans overdrives it and easy gives it back away to the Party's people. And Party moves up to 3rd position in the number 9 as he tries to continue his recovery after having some early trouble. So he's moved all the way back to the back of the pack, and now he's moved his way back up to 3rd position as they come down the long straightaway, getting in towards one of the tight braking zones. Looks like Party's going to gap and try to start chasing down Stay High in that 18 next for 3rd place, 2nd position. He runs a little bit wide coming through the corners, gathers it back up, get back on track.
Sorry, Steve, I lost power temporarily.
It's alright. It happens.
If I could get back in, I'd be in the broadcast this week, buddy, but I don't have any minutes.
I don't think I can, honestly. Not without kicking myself out. Do you have any of my invites from qualifying from earlier still? Because you should be able to get in still from that if you have an extra one. And here we see the number 74, Mark Mears, as he goes ahead and tries to catch back up with number 60, try to get that 4th position back. And it looks like he's closed up the gap some as they come through the corners. And 60 of Trans Am runs off the track a little bit. And Mark's going to follow him right back off of it. And he's going to gather it back up as they come out of the corner. Let's see if he can go ahead and make up any of that time.
All right, cool. Our speed is in here.
You were able to get in?
Yep.
Awesome.
Welcome to the Bandit.
I want to welcome Roll Tide into the booth. He had some trouble early on that led to a premature ending for him. Roll Tide, it looked like you had a lot of promise there going in, and your car just went off the track. Did you have something breaking the steering, or what was it that took you out of it?
We lost the steer arm, and I did my best to try to fight it, and there just wasn't no.
Well, that's a tough break, but if anything's a silver lining, at least it came in preseason before the season starts and points start to count. So it's not a big hit for the team or anything like that.
Our RCR's had some terrible equipment these 2 races today and one yesterday, man. We struggled with equipment.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. That Riot dropped out of the truck race from a mechanical failure. And then yesterday in Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series race, we saw that you weren't exactly having the most fun racing. The car seemed a little bit off all night. And IROC and Riot there in the 3 and 31, they've put on a little bit of a good show there as they put on a hard battle, but it wasn't up there all the way towards the front like they would have liked. It was back towards the back half of the top 5. And it's definitely shown that the team's been a little bit off. Is it just because of the road courses, or did you guys get a bad batch of equipment, do you think?
You know, we came in last week, or not last week, but yesterday primarily, and the primary outlook on things is we got to beat Corey, because we know how good Corey is on tracks like these, and I think we put a lot more focus into the adjustments in the car and get the car to handle better for our liking and over making sure the equipment was good. I had a transmission issue yesterday, and I couldn't get over 150 miles an hour, so kind of just like coasting around the place. Yeah, like you said earlier, though, I mean, the silver lining is it was in preseason, so no points were given up.
Yeah.
And just look forward to Daytona. Hopefully we can come on top there. We've seen what we can do at Super Speedways earlier, so
yeah. We know you guys have been working really hard, and you've definitely shown a lot of strength. The entire Chevy camp really has the entire preseason so far. Is it a surprise to see the Chevys come out of the box so strong? It seemed like last season the Fords came out really strong. Then the Toyotas picked up, and the Chevys were kind of around the same time as the Toyotas, but not as quick as the Fords. But it seems like in preseason this year, the Chevys have really come out of the box strong. RCR, Hendrick. It doesn't really matter which one it's been. They've all had their equal time up front, while the other guys seem to be a little bit behind on getting the finishing results that they're trying to find during the race. You drive a Chevy there. What are your thoughts on it? Has the new Camaro been an improvement for you guys over the SS, or is it more just time together working as a group?
You know, I came in last season driving a Ford in Xfinity for Corey, and I don't know if it's necessarily the Camaro in general, because like I said last year I drove Ford, so I can't really tell how much of a big improvement it is. But I think a lot of the success that Chevy's having is attributed to the talent that's in Chevys this year. And I'm not saying that there's not talent, you know, in other manufacturers. Obviously, you and Toyota and Corey Ford, but I think that the numbers game obviously plays a big factor in it. Most of the preseason, we've seen very Chevy-heavy preseason as far as Cup, and been a lot of Chevys there and not a lot of Toyotas. So I think once we get the full field out there, it'll kind of even itself out with the numbers game being more abundant for the other two manufacturers. So I think you're still going to have your Chevys that are up there every week and running hard out of, you know, talent. I believe it's a lot about talent. Manufacturers only something that's kind of printed on the card, in my opinion. So I think once preseason ends, we get the whole field grouped up there. I think you'll see a little bit more even spread.
Well, we have the restart here, and we have the 22 jumps out to an early lead. As the 18 to stay high is going to dive it down in there, coming into turn number 2.
Coming back off there.
It seems like these guys are really going at it. Money time's not too far off. They just finished the first stage. Corey seems like he has something to prove after the disappointing run he had in the truck series earlier tonight. But Stay High's really come on as of late here too, as he's driving it hard. And he managed to put together a good race in the truck series, as he brought home his truck in 3rd position after a really, really hard-fought battle with IROC. You see him running here now in 2nd position. And as they come around, we see the number 9's made a good recovery, moved back up to into 3rd place. But they're battling really hard from there on back. 3rd and 4th between him and the 60 and 74, right behind, followed by the 35. There's really not much of a gap there between all of them. Seems like Corey's kind of settled into a lead of about 5-6 car lengths now over Stay High and 18. And Stay High's got a gap of probably about 10 car lengths over the Party people. And then from there on back, it's pretty much everybody. They're all right there together. Starting to spread out a little bit now. But one slip on the grass, 2 tires, that's all it takes, and you're out of control and losing spots. And you really got to check up, as we see. It looks like the 18 get off into the grass there a little bit.
A bit of a slip out of the 18 there.
Yeah, he's
last lap he
wide.
slipped coming to the right hand there and get Corey back to lead.
Well, it's almost like he's trying a little bit too hard. We were talking earlier in the truck race about how these guys make it look so easy and how they come around the track. But you get behind the wheel of one of these machines, and it really is a whole nother animal. You see the 18 dropping back 2 more spots. As the 9 moves up to 2nd, the 60 moves up into 3rd. But 18 is not going to give up just yet. He's going to try to come back around on the 60. And 74, Duke Boy is going to go ahead and try to throw it in there, pick up a spot, and move his way up in the 4th. But it doesn't look like he's going to get there just yet, as the 60 gives the 18 to Stay High a quick little tap on the bumper once Stay High gets back around him. And these guys...
Yeah, and I think a lot of the emphasis that these drivers have coming into road course weekend is, for me, I know at least, everybody knows Corey is so good at these type of tracks, and I think there's a statement to be made if you can go out and out race him here at a track that he is so dominant at. I mean, the man's fast at every road course we go to, and I'm not saying I'm better than him at road courses. He's got me beat, but I mean, you know, I think everybody wants to make a statement. Everybody wants to be the man who tops the team, and I think it'll push some people to do some crazy things, even if it is on the preseason.
And we're watching this really, really intense battle here between the 74 and the 60. They've been battling hard since the restart for 4th position. Stay High's pulled away a little bit there to kind of solidify himself for 3rd place. But this battle for 4th could be anyone's guess. They keep getting right there, door to door, bumper to bumper. They started to gap each other a little bit here as they come down the straightaway. But watch for the 74 as he dives down deep and hard in the braking zone. Closes in. They're now just down to 3-4 car lengths between him and the 60. It looks like the 9 runs wide. The 18's going to get back by him to take back over 2nd position. Meanwhile, Corey's still up front. But this battle between the 18 and the 9 is getting just about as good as it has been between the 74 and the 60. And you look around and you don't know which way to go because these guys are going at it so hard, and then they go ahead, they'll settle down for a lap. But you guys make it look easy, but we all know it's not. They stay after it. This just takes a slight little slip, lapse of concentration, and there you go. The 9's right back on the back bumper of the 18 as they come down the front stretch heading into turn number 1. Party People's going to go ahead and try to throw it in on the outside, but he overdrives it a little bit coming out of turn number 2, and Stay High is going to get the run coming out, gap him. Going into turn 3, we're going to see if he's going to hold on to that gap, or if he's going to take it off the track again. Out of 3, it looks like he's going to be good, and we're going to get a nice little gap going, take it through the field. And we have the number 22 of Corey. He is currently our leader. He's been leading most of the night, and a lot of people expected him to be the one to beat here at the Veedverks Bandit Gunman's Grand National Series while we run at Mid-Ohio. Yeah, he's notoriously known for running on the road courses as one of the top cars, and giving the guys their work tonight. Meanwhile, we come back here, we have the number 18 to stay high, his Rude Toyota, and he's been going ahead, having a nice, solid, good night tonight. Brought home 3rd place earlier in tonight's Gunman Truck Series race while they ran in Canada. He's going to go ahead, keeping his nose clean. He's a couple trips off the track, and here we are getting late in the 2nd stage, but overall, he's keeping his car clean and a nice, solid night running in 3rd position. Further back, we have the 60 of Trans Am and the 9 of Party People. These guys have been battling hard all night long as they currently battle for the 3rd and 4th positions coming out of last corner to cross the line. And back here running in the 5th position, we have the number 74 of the Duke Boy, Mark Mears, as he continues his return season, driving for myself in the Mass Home Motorsports Chevy Camaro. He's had a good, solid, clean night, been in the top 5 pretty much all night, kept his nose clean, kept his car running, avoided any mechanical failures, and soldiering on, giving it a nice, solid night. And we have the number 35 here, a rookie contender, Blur, as he goes ahead and makes his run, just trying to keep his nose clean, put a nice, solid night in, and not getting anybody's headaches.
Have a pass for 3rd. Trans says he's got number 9.
And we have, looks like Trans Am and the number 60 has gotten around the number 9 of Party People for 3rd as they continue their battle. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on this. Now these guys, they've been going all night. Party People, he had some trouble earlier in his number 9. He got off the track a little bit. He's been spending a long night recovering, and he's been working his way up there. He hasn't quite gotten back up to the lead just yet, but he's staying at it hard. Trans Am's not giving up at all, though.
Tell you, I would not sleep on Party People.
Yeah, what do you think?
Cuts.
What do you think, Roll Tide? As strong as Party's been on the road courses this week, we came into it expecting at the start of the week that Corey was going to be the man to beat, but clearly Party has shown himself as being one of the strongest contenders, as so far he is 2 for 2 in preseason for road course week, and he's trying to sweep it. He stayed in contention all night. It doesn't seem like he's had a car that can compete full on with Corey's just yet. You think he's just an adjustment or 2 off, or do you think he's got all he can out of the car so far tonight?
Oh, don't let him fool you, Adam. He's got that car just how he likes it. He's waiting. I thought the same thing last race in Truck Series. He will be there when it matters. And to your statement about him sweeping, I believe if he can sweep all 3 races, it would be a definite statement for Corey, saying you're not the only one that can come out here and dominate these races.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. It would be a very, very strong statement of I'm back and I'm ready to play, boys. As we see, they continue to battle here hard for 3rd position. Both cars going off track, but neither one giving an inch, and even though they're both going off track, neither one of them losing an inch. They've maintained their distance. It looks like Party might be getting a little bit closer in the braking zones, but Trans just seems to get the better runs coming out of the corners. And it almost seems like he's just giving up that entry a little bit just so he can try to get that good launch.
Trans better watch it. That's what Party caught the win in the Truck Series last race. Caught it in a braking zone.
Yeah, he has definitely shown he is not afraid to use that bumper, and he knows what those are on these cars for.
I would definitely say he needs to be careful though, because what might
there goes Trans. He runs it wide coming into the braking zone, and Party's going to go ahead. He's going to take that spot easily and move his way up into the 3rd position as he continues his march towards the front. And he's going to start trying to chase down that 18 car.
74's off track. Same spot Trans ran off him.
Looks like he gathers it back up and gets back on the track.
I
try to chase down the number 60.
It's preseason, you can go out here and just be bumping people. I think Party People need to stay conscious that while it is only preseason, people do have memories and they will remember it.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to get yourself caught in a predicament where you may need a good finish and somebody remembers what you did.
It's one of those kinds of moves where you show the people I'm willing to go ahead and I'm going to do what it takes to get that win. But at the same time, the person you did that win to could remember that at a very important time for you during the playoffs when you really need that extra position, and they can make life very difficult for you holding it off. We've seen some twists and turns in the playoffs over the years to where people have come away with the championships that was quite frankly just a surprise that no one looked at the start of the season. A lot of our guys have been around for a while. You're looking to make your rookie season this year. What do you think is going to be the hardest challenge to not only overcome these other guys, but to go ahead and try to make the statement and say, I want the Rookie of the Year title, but I don't just want the Rookie of the Year. I want to take the title. I'm going to be greedy. What do you think is going to be the biggest obstacle to overcome?
I got asked this. I was asked last season what I thought, and honestly, I think it's just getting everybody's opinion to be on good standards with everybody, because not everybody's happy with the rookie coming in and being fast. Everybody expects the rookie to come in and kind of just mind their business in the back of the field, and then it's not going to happen. I've got a lot of speed under me in all 3 series. And, I think the biggest hurdle is going to be getting my first win over. I know I won at Dega in the Cup Series, but it's preseason and that don't really count. I think if I can just knock off that first win and the others start coming after that, just staying on good terms with everybody. It's a very long season. There's a very large amount of people that run all 3 series. So I think it goes back to what you said about making it hard on you in the playoffs. I don't want that to happen to me. So I kind of want to stay on good terms with everybody and start off the season pretty well. Everybody's too mad at me right now, and I hope Party don't think I'm mad at him for what happened in the truck series. It's hard racing. But I think there's also a fine line there between hard racing and just straight up, moving somebody because you can. So
right. And now you talk about the fact that a lot of the people that have been around don't like seeing the rookies come in and be fast right away, right up front. And interestingly enough, a lot of these veterans that aren't happy with the rookies coming in right away are the same ones that when they came in with the rookies, they were the hot shots. It seems like every year we seem to get the rookies get faster and faster and are more and more competitive. Last season alone, we had a rookie class to where they were running in. We had rookies contending for the championship in the Final Four at Homestead. The season before, we had a rookie champ. Our rookie was the champion, and it seems like every year the talent pool gets more and more. Is it because people you think are getting more time on the track because we see stage 2 has ended? And the number 9 has continued his incredible run tonight as he's come from way back in the field, work his way back up into 3rd position. The 18 is Stay High coming home in 2nd, but Corey's been the story of the night as he's just taken away the field and run away with it. Now, all right. Now we're getting ready to start the 3rd stage. We've had some more attrition come up. It feels like it's truly going to be a shootout. Party's finally got the track position where he's going to restart right there with Corey. Stay High's been there all night. He's not going away. Trans Am's been there. These 4 cars, they've been in the top 4 all night. It looks like we're going to have some mechanical issues with some other cars that are really going to take anybody else out from actually contending for this win. Is this Corey's race to lose? Or...
the
74 stayed out for the pits.
Interesting strategy by the 74 here. We're
getting word he took 2 tires. So here we go. We get the restart. The 74 takes off. 22 is going to get a strong run on the outside. He's going to throw it in deep. 74 is going to cut it down. Coming out of turn number 1, 74 is going to hold off the 22 of Corey. We're going to have the first car lead change up front in a while as they come into turns number 2, 3, and 4. Going into the hard braking zone, Corey overcooks it a little bit as the number 9 of Party People tries to look inside, drops it back in behind the 74 of Duke Boy. They get the run down the straightaway. We have the number 74 Duke Boy in the lead, and you know who I'm cheering for. That's my car up front as Corey tries to make a challenge. They come down the long straightaway. Neither one giving an inch door to door as Corey gets hard into the braking zone. Are they going to hold on to it side by side into the S's? They go still side by side, door to door as they battle their way through. The 74,
Party
22,
people in the
still
nine,
side by
looking up
side.
in
Party people in the
state.
9 is looking to try to figure out somewhere to go. He has nowhere to go. It's some good stuff here. You can tell these guys know it is money time. The 74 drifts out a little bit wide. 22 pushing his way past, followed by the 9. Coming out of the corner, he's 74 drops back into line. Third is the 20. As the 22 gets into the grass, a little bit coming through the S's. Hard on the brakes. We see that back end wiggle a little bit as the 74 gets a challenge from the 18. The 18 taking a look on the outside. Gonna drop back and get a view of this as the 74 holds him off. 1860, all lined up, nose to tail, bumping, banging, rolling into the grass as they come across the line. It's gonna be 22, 9, 74, 1860. Going into turn number 1, 18 dives down low inside the 74. As they come out of turn number 1, 74 tries to hold him off, runs wide into the grass a little bit, gathers it up. He's going to lose the spot to the 18 to stay high. Meanwhile, the 60 is going to try to make him challenge, and he goes ahead, dives underneath the 74, goes up, gets into the right rear quarter panel of the 18. 18 gets a little bit out of shape, keeps it going again, but the 74 and the 60 are going to drop back some.
So, you asked me earlier, the hardest part for a rookie coming in. I got to ask you, going into Daytona this week, we got Speed Week, and you obviously been here for a very long time, and at some places are considered a favorite. For you to look at the field and see the amount of rookies that there are, I don't know how many, but to see rookies every year coming in Daytona, does it kind of make you want to push harder to make sure that the rookies don't outdo you early in the season, or are you one of those that would like to rather finish strong than start strong?
Every race is a race that matters. You never know when a win's going to be your last win. Last season, it took me all the way. It took me to Richmond, and normally Richmond's one of my best tracks, but I didn't have anything for it, and I ended up getting that win though on fuel mileage. But we get up to Daytona, and with plate tracks, I seem to run better at. I've always enjoyed them. A lot of people don't like them, but they're fun for me. But Daytona in particular is special, and the Daytona 500 always seems to be one of our best races. First couple of years we were 3 wide coming across the line to the finish, and it's never been one without any excitement or letdown since then. You'll give me just a moment, however. I just need a short minute.
Okay, we'll take it from there.
We are back. I want to apologize for that. That was a work-related issue as we continue to watch this battle for third between the 18 and the 60, and they're just going at it hard and hot and heavy. We're hearing word that the 74 was dropping off. Yeah, that 2-tire strategy they made early on in the stage 2 as we started stage 3.
Yeah, I had a
seems to
feeling
be
that
biting
wasn't
them now.
But I feel like that would have been great for them and that team if they got a quick caution. But I don't think 2 tires is a smart choice. When tire wear is a really big factor now, it's sliding all over the place with slick tires as they get older.
Yeah, the race.
He already get like he's sliding his car. So.
The race has definitely been running a lot differently than the Truck Series race. Earlier tonight, when the Truck Series was going at it, they were hot, they were heavy. We had a few cautions in it. A lot of full contact. These guys, they were saying, we're in trucks, we're here to play. You were out there, you guys you put on one really good show. But
so you talked about the Daytona 500 being special and what it means to a driver to win it. Obviously, I'm looking to qualify for the 500. Still don't know yet whether I will make the field. as a rookie for me, I've only won one of these ever, lead racing. So for you, obviously you want to win, but if you can't win to a degree, do you kind of want to see a rookie win to come out and make a statement early in the season? Now, I mean, obviously you want to win first.
Honestly, if I can't win, we've had past races at Daytona 500s where I've battled right up there for it, and I've lost it in the last lap. Our first 2 seasons, I was part of the 3-wide finish for the league, finishing 2nd and 3rd respectively, and it's heartbreaking when you have to go back to the replay to watch it, but at the same time it's satisfying because they know you were there. You might not have gotten the win, but if you can come home with a good solid night, then it's worth it. And that's the key. If you can't win, you want to get the best finish you can. And if you have somebody that you really work good with, that you can, draft well with, that you know is going to respect you and respect your limits of the car, then you can usually go forward. There's some drivers in the series, especially the Cup Series, that I really enjoy drafting with. And then there's some drivers that I see them coming and I say, yep, nope, I'm going to move out of your way.
I hope I'm not one of those.
That's just part of the driver thing. If we see the 18 getting off the track here as he tries to hold on to 3rd, trying to get a little bit too much out of the car as Trans Am's going to come by him. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to watch Say Hi as he tries to catch back up. We'll go ahead and hop back on board with his car. All over the back over at Trans Am. 60.
We've come through a preseason week of super speedway racing, great racing all around. If you had to highlight one driver out of the whole field in the Cup Series that you would say would have the best odds, now obviously the big one has a big factor to play in all super speedway races, but we've seen dominance from teammates who were able to line up in a line and fend off the whole field. So from your perspective, who do you think would have, out of all the drivers, the best chance?
I'd be lying if I didn't say I think I have a great chance myself.
You'd like it to be yourself, right?
Like I said, plate tracks, they're one of my favorites. I'm known at plate tracks. I'm not afraid to jump out of line. So if I can be up there in that first pack of 4 or 5 cars, then by all means I'll go for it and make the move. It's like we look here at the number 18 to Stay High, and he had that little bit of an excursion off the track, but he did the same thing. He got into it. He said, look, I'm going after it. And he started digging deep. He got that 3rd spot back. He's got the number 60, a Trans Am, and it's pretty much been the tempo of the night. It's been who can make the least mistakes. As we look, we have the number 22. He's been up there all night. He had a good challenge. The 74 tried the pit call strategy. Under the pit stops at the end of stage 2, there were just 2 tire stops in pit track position. And he put on a good challenge. Yeah, that was a very, very fun restart to watch. But once the 22 got clear, he's just been slowly checking away. We're running back here in 2nd. We have the number 9 of Party People. He's been trying to keep the momentum going. It looks like he's going to come up a little bit short here in the Bandits series, but as far as the Veedverks Outlaws and the Veedverks Gunman Truck series went, he was perfect. And he managed to nail it in the right place at the right time. Here we have the number 18 to Stay High running in 3rd. He's matching where he was running in the Truck Series race earlier tonight. He's trying to put a nice, clean, solid run together and keep all the fenders on the cars. A few trips off the track, but overall he's been running pretty good. Drop one more back, and we will have... There he is, number 60 of Trans Am. He's pretty much been running in about 4th place all night. He dropped back a little bit earlier on the start, had a little bit of trouble. He's come back from a lot, put together a decent night. He's running pretty solidly.
You know, we see this dominance from Corey, and he's led, and it's clear he's the best car here tonight. And we see dominance, but there's something to be said for consistency as well. I do believe, there's a chance for drivers to come in the regular season, and they may not have a chance to win every race, but consistent top 5s, top 3s, that builds confidence, and confidence obviously leads to you racing better and being more confident in your ability. which can then lead to wins. And I've always heard that once you get the first one out of the way, they just come free.
Oh yeah, the first one's always the hardest, whether it's the first of your career or the first of the season. Getting that win at Richmond in preseason for me a couple weeks ago, that was nice because I go into the season and I look at it and I say, oh, I've already got me a checkered flag, so there's no reason I can't get any more. And I did it without having the fastest car. But
yeah, you actually did it on field strategy, and I was in that race.
We had people in last year's when we finished out the regular season last year, we had third place in points, hadn't had a win yet, but he made it third place in points on points alone. And that's the type of consistency, being there for those stage ends and being there for the race end. You don't have to win them all. You just have to be in the right place at the right time and stay solid, and you'll be fine. We continue to watch Corey lap around the track here at this 22. It's really been his night as far as the Bandit Grand National Series has gone. He's had a few challenges early on in restarts, so he's gone off the track, but overall it seems like he's got something to prove after the way his truck race went and having a track car failure. It definitely seems like he's got something to prove out here now.
Yeah, and you got to feel bad for him because, we said it earlier in the broadcast that he is the dominant man when it comes to these tracks. And to come into a race where you're expected to win and have a mechanical failure take you out of the race, it can be demoralizing for a team. It can really bring the lead down the race shop. And while it is only preseason, I'm pretty sure he wishes he had that one back.
Without a doubt.
But I think the important thing is that he needs to look forward and realize that it was just preseason, and make sure he has his ducks in a row when it comes to that track later in the season. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first race of the Truck Series playoffs. So,
yeah, and laps are laps. And yes, it's preseason, but it's all about momentum. It's getting out there, seeing where you're at compared to the guys, both the returning drivers and the new drivers. The new drivers, we got guys coming in that we've got a handful of laps against, a handful of races, but in the little bit of time we've run with them, it's been good stuff. And so they've made it through preseason. They've shown that they deserve to be here. They've shown they know how to race. And once we get to that season opener here, October 24th for the Outlaw Cup Series Daytona 500, with qualifying for it tentatively scheduled for the 18th, and the Cup Series Daytona 500 being on the 24th. And then the 25th, the following Thursday, we'll have the Veedverks Gunman Truck Series Daytona opener, followed by the Veedverks Bandit Grand National Series Daytona opener. And that's when we get everybody on the track. This preseason races, we've had a decent amount of cars for most of them, but once we get everybody on the track, that's when the money starts coming out. That's when the boys are ready to get paid to play. Points matter, finishes matter, stages matter, everything matters. And if you're not in the top 5 once the stages are over, you don't get any stage points. So you'll see the intensity really pick up all throughout the field, especially in the back half of the top 5, as cars are trying to dig and get every spot they can.
I obviously had the pleasure of calling the shootout last night for you guys, and I gotta say, much different perspective from up here in the booth, and calling it obviously here tonight as well. Much different perspective up in the booth. When you're in the car, you kind of have your eyes are focused on what's ahead of you in most cases, and making sure you hit your marks. And I'm telling you, up here it's kind of hard to keep up with all the action. It's fast paced. I mean, it happens fast inside the car for us, but it's like we just can't keep up sometimes with the broadcast. We've had several people go off the track tonight, and I've lost count of how many times we've seen it. Like we see the 22 come from the lead from up pit road for what should be his final stop of the day, and we will see if the 9 Party People will follow him in. Party People looks like he's being caught. I can't tell if that's a lap car or
that would be the 74. He is a lap car. He already made his pit stop. So it looks like the 9 will inherit the lead here as they come down the front stretch. 18.
Can you say, was it the 9 play fuel strategy?
Oh no, the 18 would inherit the lead. I apologize. No, the 9 inherits the lead. 18 moves up to second place. 60 would move up into third if he's able to make the pass on the 22. And oh, 60 is going into the pits as well. So it looks like green flag pit stop fully well underway. So we should expect the 9 and the 18 in as well any moment. But for now, they go ahead and they run 1-2. And they're hoping that the yellow doesn't come out until after they hit pit road. Try to trap those guys behind them when they have to slow down. For now, they are praying we stay green.
Ooh, non-car off the track.
Runs off a little bit wide as the 74 is going to try to get his lap back. It's not a battle for position. 74 is a lap down.
I think if I'm the 9 car here, I let him go. I don't think I need to put any more stress on the tires. You just need to get pit road. Or play fuel strategy and try to bank on a caution. I know in the Truck Series race earlier, that whole final stage, me and him did not pit, and he swerves up and down. He didn't play fuel strategy, but I don't see it. I mean, I barely made it saving fuel, so.
It's hard to tell. Depends on if how he was shifting. But we have some contact there. 74 gets into the 9. Oh no, 9 ducks into pit road. I apologize. That was no contact. The 9 ducks into pit road, followed by the 18. 22 will retake the lead as they come down the front stretch. We'll watch this race off of pit road, see which one of these guys is going to come out and take over second position. Looks like they're going to both take 4 tires, and the 18 is going to win the race off of pit road, followed by the 9.
So position game for the 18 there. Do you think he's going to have enough time to run down the 22?
It makes you wonder, did he take 2 tires? Did he take 4 tires? We'll have to find out from
I think somebody's going to have him to
race.
catch that 22. I mean, I said it last night when I called the shootout when they came to the white flag. He's got it all won except for handing the checkered flag. I don't think nobody's got anything for Corey unless the caution comes out.
Yeah,
Corey is praying for a green flag run here.
He got the early pit stop by going in before everybody else, got the fresh rubber on the car, so he had those laps with fresh tire, fresh rubber on there, going ahead. See if he's gonna. 74 goes a little bit wide, gives 22 room on the inside. 22 makes a pass as they come out last corner in the front stretch, and you gotta respect that move right there. He knew that was the leader. He was catching him. Wasn't any point in trying to hold him up or cause any issues. Just moved over, let him go. Neither one of them loses any more time than necessary, and just grabs his gear, keeps on going. As long as you can stay right there, if they get that yellow. Oh yeah, and if you stay right there, if that yellow comes out, granted the race has had a very, very green look to it, but if it comes out, he's right there ready to get the free pass and get back up there in the lead lap.
As you mentioned, next Thursday we will have the duels at Daytona. Hopefully I'll make it. We're still not sure, but you will be there for sure, and I wish you the best of luck. Unless you're in my duel, then I hope that I have better luck. But now we do know the duels are not a points paying race. It's just qualifying for the field. How much momentum do you think it could give a team to win a race like that? Now, I get that it's only going to be for qualifying. Do you think that it'll still mean as much momentum-wise? I know momentum comes often for drivers with good finishes.
Every race is a momentum builder potentially. I mean, we got all these guys, and if you expect to have a 10th place car, but you go ahead and you finish 8th place, you got momentum because you did better than expected. If you expect you got an 8th place car and you get yourself a top 5, you got some more momentum. But at the same time, you think you got to come out there with a car to win, and you catch a bad break and end up causing one too many accidents or changing lanes or something like that, and get yourself in trouble, get yourself parked, get a penalty. It can really kill your momentum, and it can take what could be a great night into a bad night. I myself have had races where I've been leading with less than 5 to go and ended up not finishing the race just because of an accident. And Those ones sting a little bit, but the key is we don't let him get us down. We've always been a very, very good family here, which is one of the reasons I love this league. Some of the guys have been here since day one, and they've been a very loyal, very, very core part of the group. But we all understand and we all accept the fact that a league will only go as far as all of its partners work. All the drivers, it's a full effort from everybody. So the fact that the people at Veedverks went ahead and recognized the work that we've put into this and stepped up and said, you know something, we're going to go ahead and we're going to partner up with you guys. And to go ahead and to show their appreciation to us for coming to them, and our appreciation to them. If you enter the code, if you go and you order online and you enter the code VCOS on their website, Veedverks.com, they will give you a percentage off. They have very strong faith in our organization, and we're very strong believers in them. We very, very fully support CBD and cannabis research and medical things and relaxation. And it's nice when two people have an understanding. So we want to thank them for going ahead and coming on board. As we know, we're getting close to the end of this race here. We're riding along watching the 18 stay high. He's had a very good night running in second place tonight. The third place finisher earlier in the Gunman Truck Series race. But it's really been all about this number 22 here. As we jump and take a look at the Corey. He had an off night in the Truck Series running in his 3 car on the last lap here. We're going to go ahead, we're going to watch him. And it's really wrapping up with a perfect Bandits race. He's coming out of the last corner, coming up to the line. And we have our winner. Corey wants to end preseason with a statement. We're going to go ahead, we're going to drop back. It looks like we're going to have the number 18 of Stay High. We're going to follow him as he comes trying to hold on to second place coming to the line. And coming up towards the final set of corners onto the front stretch.
You know, it really strikes me watching these guys and how smooth some of these guys are. And you mentioned you can't make mistakes, and you know, you ain't got to be perfect all the time. You know, so you can afford to make a mistake here or there, but with the caliber of people we have, you know, you have to minimize those mistakes. It can't be every week.
Without a doubt.
Mistakes.
One mistake in a corner costs you 2 seconds. We have the number 9 coming home in third position.
Calling the shootout. There was a mistake with 21. He jumped out of line.
Looking to come home in fourth.
21 jumped out of line last night, and nobody went with him. And you can't afford to have that Daytona 500. You've got to know where your people are that work with you and who you kind of align yourself with. Obviously, we know all the Chevys will try to work together the best they can. You know, despite conflicting feelings, maybe. You know, there's anything.
Yeah,
well, I'm not saying
you can be teammates, but you cannot be friends at the same time. We all understand that.
You know, we had a team meeting at the shop at RCR after Dega, and I think we all realized that as, you know, they pushed me to the win. Obviously, they didn't jump out, and I do not expect that at the 500. And yeah, at the same time, you know, you can be friends to a degree, but you got to realize when it's better to further for you than the team. Like, team comes first, obviously, but if you have the chance to get a win, it all boils down to who is more hungry for the win that night. And I tell you, this season's looking like it's going to be a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
I envy Mark for being able to call the Cup Series the whole time. Hopefully, I'll be down there to spice it up with y'all.
Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to get a word with our winner here tonight. Number 22, Corey, you got it? Got your ears on?
Yeah, I got you.
Corey, you had a strong car. You showed it very, very early on in the race. Didn't have the best of luck in the Truck Series race, but you really came back and made a statement in this Bandit race. Tell us about your car. How was it? How was your night?
The car was great. We was having brake issues. Well, so I didn't know everybody know about. We worked it out and got to the end. Led the most laps. I don't think nobody had anything for us.
Now, were you surprised when the 74 made that 2-tire call at the end of stage 2 to try to go ahead and get the track position and take the lead?
No. Everybody's here to win. Those calls don't surprise us.
Well, that was a hell of a way to come back from that Truck Series race. We know you were disappointed after having mechanical issues in that. I just want to say, great job in the race tonight in the Bandits. That's the best way you can come back, is to go out and take that kind of a dominating win. You started up front. You led pretty much the entire race. Didn't really have much of a challenge, and you really ran it tonight. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Number 9, Party, you got us? Oh, I guess Party is gone. 74, Mark, you got me? Mark, tell us about your car tonight. It looked like you were struggling a little bit there late in the race. Tried a strategy call, didn't seem like it worked out. How was your car? How was your night? Now tell us about that restart, because you mentioned it, and I don't know what it was like in the car, but from up here in the booth, that was fun to watch.
Really good show.
How was that in the car? Did you enjoy it?
Man, you definitely got my respect up here in the booth watching you. Great race tonight. I know you struggled a little bit.
You made it fun, and that's for sure. Well, Tide, I want to thank you for joining me up here in the booth.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Did you enjoy watching it tonight? And how we know you had some tough luck there late in the Truck Series race, but you definitely impressed a lot of people.
That down right.
No way. That's the competitor in us. But
yeah,
overall,
I enjoyed it.
Every
bit of watching it.
Preseason is over, boys. So, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely want to invite you to watch all the stars and cars of the Veedverks Outlaw Series. They run in the Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series, the Veedverks Bandit National Series, the Veedverks Gunman Truck Series. All of us will be at you live every Wednesday and Thursday night, with the exceptional holidays. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, on our pages. Be sure to check out the people over there at Veedverks. Visit Veedverks.com. And when you make an order, enter the code VCOS for the Veedverks Cup Outlaw Series, and they will hook you up with a really cool discount. We want to thank each and every one of you for watching tonight. Be sure to join us next week on Thursday night as we do our qualifying and our duels for the Daytona 500. And then the following week, October 24th, Wednesday night, the Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series will be running in the Daytona 500. The following night on Thursday will be the Gunman Truck Series and the Bandit Grand National Series and their season openers. The points start mattering, the money starts mattering. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, live on and have a good night.